Okay, well, hello, MoveEasy movers. Welcome to MoveEasy Yoga with Kathy. Today is August 20th. It's already the end of August 2024, or whenever you're watching this video. So today's focus is going to be on, we're going to do some new pelvic work and some hip work and some core work if we get to it. As far as props, you want your trusty chair, a sponge ball if you have one block. Um, this is a sponge ball. If you have one, great. If you don't, you can use a pillow or a couple of pillows because you'll want to be squeezing it with your legs, or you can use a rolled up towel. So we're going to start the way we normally do. Second here, I've got to set my watch. We're going to start the way we normally do with legs up on a chair for a 7-minute static rest. So a little review here. Your chair should be high enough or low enough so your lower legs are parallel to the floor. If you have longer legs than I do, you could put a pillow on the chair or put the chair or box on something. Your hips are a few inches away from the base, so the hips are at neutral. You've got the natural curve in your back. Shoulders are relaxed against the floor. You have support for your head, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Your arms are wherever they feel most comfortable. We're going to breathe normally. We're going to bring our awareness into our yoga space. We're putting our lower back in traction. So if you ever have lower back issues, this is a great position. We're going to be here for 7 minutes. So while we're here, just like I said, bring your awareness into the room. Try to just be. That's the hardest thing. Try to just be. Okay, time is up. If you choose, you can press your tongue or roll your tongue at the roof of your mouth. We're going to slowly move our head from right to left. And if you want, you can coordinate your breathing with this movement. For example, as you're moving your head to the right, you would exhale and then inhale as you slowly move your head to the left, and then exhale. Or you can do the inhale, exhale opposite, whichever way you choose. Okay, finish up. The next thing we're doing is head ramping. We're all familiar, or not head ramping, excuse me, vagus nerve reset. We're all familiar with this. So your head is stationary, facing forward. You're just moving your eyes. We're trying to activate our vagus nerve that comes down both sides of our head with our optic nerve. Excuse me, I just think about it and I yawn. So start by moving your eyes, just your eyes to the right. Wait for some kind of reaction, sigh, swallow, gulp, yawn, or just a feeling of release. And if you do swallow, gulp, or yawn, make sure that you complete it. Don't rush it through. Let it finish naturally. And when you've done that, come back to center with your eyes and then look towards the left with just your eyes. And again, wait for that, wait for that reaction or that feeling of relaxation. Hmm. Now go ahead and do it twice on each side without my cueing at your own pace. And we'll give you a couple of minutes. Okay, finish up. The next thing we're doing is head ramping, and you can leave whatever you have under your head if you choose, or you can put something else under there. I like putting a set of therapy balls. Now, what we're doing here is we're reversing text neck. We always spend a lot of our time looking down at our devices or what we're doing, and our necks are bent forward, which is an unnatural position. So what we want to do is we want to reverse that by pressing our neck away from the rest of our body. You can do this sitting up. You can do it lying down. Since we are lying down, we'll be pressing the back of our neck, the occipital ridge, that bony part between the ears, runs along the scalp line down towards the floor. So we're going to press and hold about 6 times. So press, hold, and release. Excuse me, we're still working on our vagus nerve. So you may get the same reaction that you got before when we were doing the vagus nerve reset. Press, hold, and release. Press, hold, and release. 3 more. Press, hold, and release. Excuse me. Press, hold, and release. And last one. Press, hold, and release. Okay. And whenever I yawn, my eyes water. Oh my goodness. Bear with me for a second here. Okay. Now for our breathing exercise today, we're going to do extended exhale breathing. The idea behind this breathing is you take a normal inhale and you count your inhale. For example, inhale 2, 3, 4. Then you want to make your exhale twice as long as your inhale if you can. So you would exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, there's a couple of tricks to this. One that I found helps me is when I'm exhaling, I make an O out of my mouth like I'm whistling, even though I can't whistle. It's easier to control my exhale if my mouth is round, like you're whistling. Also, if you find that you can't make your exhale twice as long, make your inhale shorter. So we're going to do this 3 or 4 times. These exercises, these warm-ups here, are meant for our nervous system, to relax the nervous system, get us ready for movement. That's why we do them. So normal inhale, and then exhale. Now, when you inhale, you're inhaling through your nose and you're exhaling through your mouth. So let's do that again. Normal inhale, inhale, 2, 3, 4. And now an extended exhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. A couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, good job. I do this exercise sometimes when I have trouble falling asleep at night. It seems to work. Now we're going to do a couple of new things here. I get emails from Claire Sparrow, and Claire Sparrow is a woman, she's over in Europe. She is really into pelvic health, the pelvic floor, tightening the pelvic floor, and just keeping the pelvis healthy. And I got an email from her the other day that gave a couple of exercises for pelvic health. So these not only help keep your pelvic floor strong, they keep your pelvis loose. So we're going to do a couple of them today. So the first one, you would stay on your chair the way you are. Your legs are on your chair, but you want to do a figure 4. So you want to pull your knee back as far as you can whenever you do a figure 4 and put your opposite foot on your knee. Now, if you have trouble doing this on the chair, you can do it on the floor. But this is the position that we're going to use for this movement. And then, bear with me, I have to check my notes. And what we do once we're in this position is we just roll to the right and then we roll to the left. Now, in my case, I'm not rolling to the left very far because I don't have that movement, but rolling to the right while your legs are on the, while your other leg is on the chair, and then roll to the left. So you're just moving the pelvis. You're rolling to the right and rolling to the left. We're going to do this for 40 seconds, moving slowly. Just everybody's got a different range of movement. Move as far as you can comfortably. And then move to the left. And we're just moving the pelvis to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left. If you're like me, I have more room on the right because my right foot is bent. But we're just going back and forth. When you roll to the right, the left hip comes up. When you roll to the left, the right hip comes up, not quite as far. And that was 40 seconds. So go ahead and take that bent leg and rest it on the chair. And then take your other leg, pull the knee back. Excuse me, and then make it figure 4. Excuse me, when I'm lying down, I get hoarse. I'm not sure why. And then again, 40 seconds. We're going to be rolling back and forth. So roll to the left, right hip comes up, roll to the right. Your left hip is already a little bit up. And roll to the left. And roll to the right. And roll to the left. And roll to the right. And you don't have to keep up with me. Stay at your own pace. Roll to the left. I'm feeling this in my hip. I don't know about you. Roll to the right. And roll to the left. Okay. So that was kind of interesting, huh? Go ahead and put your foot back on the chair. That was the first one. The second one, we do need to get rid of the chair at this point. So either push your chair away, move away from your chair or couch, or just push it to the side. Okay. All right, now this I'm going to demonstrate because it's hard to explain. You've got one leg extended and one leg bent. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to do both sides. Now, what we're going to do is take the bent leg and push that knee forward. Let me, if I demonstrate, it's better if I do it this way. And we're going to take that bent leg and push it forward. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to roll a little bit to the right and your legs are going to come apart a little bit. and then you push it back. So you're pushing the knee of your bent leg forward. Your hips are going to come up, and this right leg's going to move out a little bit. And then you come back. So we're going to do that again slowly with intent for 40 seconds, just to move as much as is comfortable for you. So here we go. The knee goes forward, and you're going to lean a little bit to the right, and then comes back. And then the knee comes forward, raising up your hips a little bit, and then back. It's a subtle movement. Knee comes forward, lean a little bit to the right, and come back. When your knee comes forward, your hips tend to rise. So you want to lean a little bit to the straight leg and come back. Okay, we're going to do the other leg now. So again, one knee's bent, one knee's straight. The movement is moving that knee forward, which brings your hips up. And the straight leg tends to move out. So again, 40 seconds. Moving the knee forward, the hips come up, and the legs tend to spread, and then come back. And move the knee forward, and then back, and move the knee forward. It's kind of like a sort of a half bridge with a straight leg, and then back. I am feeling this in my pelvis. I practiced this last night, and it's probably why I'm feeling it now. There you go. And then come back. Okay. So that's a little different. And the third one is with the sponge ball. So this is where the sponge ball comes in. So both legs are bent. Both legs are bent, and they're wide. They're about as wide as your mat. Your knees, however, are together, and you're holding the sponge ball. You can do a pillow, something soft, not a block, between your knees. Now, this is a coordinated breathing. So you are squeezing the sponge ball between your knees at the same time you want to exhale. And then you release the squeeze when you inhale. So inhale, release, exhale, squeeze, inhale, release, exhale, squeeze. Again, 40 seconds. Inhale, release, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release, exhale, squeeze. Okay, wow. That went by fast. Could you feel that in your thighs? I could. So those are 3 exercises that will keep your pelvis not only strong, but loose. She had a couple of others, and I will introduce them later on. But those 3 I thought were kind of cool. Okay. Now we're going to do our vacuum that we normally do. So if you want to put your legs back on the chair, you can. I personally like center pose for this, but you can take whichever shape you choose. So now we're working directly on the pelvic floor to tighten it up. And that's something that Claire Sparrow, the woman that introduced those last 3 exercises, is really, really high on. So anyway, we're going to take a normal inhale and then exhale everything out of our lungs and hold the air out. At the same time, we're going to create a vacuum in our pelvic area by pressing our back flat against the floor, pressing the belly button down towards the floor, flattening the back, holding the air out for the count of 10. Now, I prefer no head support for this. It's a personal preference, whether you have something under your head or not. So let's go ahead. Let's go. Normal inhale. And then normal exhale, but empty your lungs and keep the lungs out. Keep the air out. Flatten your back. Press your belly button down. Keep your air out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. So I'll give you a minute to get your breath back. What we're doing is we're tightening our pelvic floor here. So we're working more internal muscles than we were just working when we were doing the pelvis things. Okay, we'll do this 2 more times. So normal inhale. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Create your vacuum, flatten your back, push your belly button down, hold your air out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. All right. Let's give yourself a minute. Get your breath back. Last one. Normal inhale. Normal exhale. Hold your breath out. Create your vacuum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. All right. I think we've worked our pelvic area quite enough at this point. Let's go ahead and come up to a sitting position. We're going to do our regular stretches that we do just to warm our body up. So we're going to start with the side bend. So whichever side you start on, doesn't matter. Hand along the mat. Other arm comes up and over. Make sure both sits bones are on the floor. And you can move your head from right to left if you choose. Now bring that upper arm down till it's parallel to the floor. The elbow is directly across from your face. Feel a different stretch. We're stretching our lats right now. Reach for that wall. All right. Elbow up. Torso up. Okay, good job. The other side. Hand along the mat. Other arm comes up and over. Feel that stretch. I like this stretch. It's a good one. Try to point your elbow towards the ceiling. Now that you've done that, lower your arm till it's parallel. Your elbow's directly across from your face. and reach with that hand. And there we go. Arm up, torso up. Okay, let's switch our legs just for the hell of it. And we're going to do a thoracic back rotation. So left hand on right knee. Right hand is behind you. You're on your fingertips, spider fingers. Rotate your shoulders to the short end of the mat, keeping your back straight and your chin level with the ground. We're going to hold this position for 40 seconds. Now, while you're here, you've got options. You can move your head from right to left, cervical rotation. You can move your rib cage from right to left. I don't suggest doing both at once. I'm personal preference. I prefer the head if I'm moving at all, but I actually like just enjoying the stretch and just being aware of what I'm feeling. And 40 seconds. Come on around. The other side. Right hand on left knee. Left arm behind you. Another 40 seconds. Oops, wrong timer. There we go. Make sure your back is straight and your chin is level. You can focus on something across the room if you're not moving your head, or remember your options. Whenever you do move, you want to make sure you move slowly and methodically. Okay. All right. Come on around. You can move your legs again if you choose. We're going to do the V movement we did last time in class. This is a good one for the shoulders, where your arms are up in a V. And we're just going to bring them both down behind our head and then up again. And again, we're moving slowly. We're actually going to do this for 1 full minute. So you want to pace yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. So 1 minute. So in a V, bring them back, out again, bring them back. Again, you don't need to keep up with me. You can do it at your own pace. This works not only your shoulders, but the underside of your arms. I don't know about you, but I like to work on that area. And make sure you're sitting up straight. Your head is level and your back is as straight as possible. You're not leaning over. Straight out and come back and straight out and come back. You can do this while you're watching TV, while you're sitting on your deck in the evening, nobody's around to say, what are you doing? And you know what? That's 1 minute. That's it. Good job. Now let's go ahead and do some shoulder rolls, just because at this point that feels kind of good. Oh, yes. Okay. Now we're we're going to come into a sideline pose. So you can do this a couple of different ways. You can use a block and rest your head on it if you choose. Make sure that whatever you have is going to support you so your head isn't drooping or too high. Or if you don't want to do that, you can come up on your elbow. And the trick with this is you don't want your head to droop either. You want it to stay upright. So it's whichever one works for you best. I'll be up on my elbow, but that's because I've just been working on this position. What we're going to do is we are in this position, elbows, ankles stacked, knees stacked, hips stacked. And if you're prone, if you're on your side, your shoulders are stacked. If not, you're making sure there's a space here. And we're going to extend your leg, point and flex, and point and flex, and then bring the leg back and down. We're going to do that for 40 seconds, slowly. So here we go. So legs up, straight forward, point and flex, and point and flex, and bend and back. And then up and straight, and point and flex, and point and flex, and point and bend. Back. And we have time for one more. Up, straight, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, bend, and back. Now, if you're like me, you felt that right in your gluteus minimus. This is a good butt one. Now, the next one is leg raises. And again, you don't have to stay in the same position for all three of these. If you feel more comfortable coming down for the leg raises, you can do that. Or you can stay on your elbow or whatever works for you for each position. Now, you can either extend your lower leg or not. If you have it bent, that is more support. We're just going to raise and come down and raise and come down again, 40 seconds. And we're not moving any other part of our body. So we're not coming up as far as we can because that would engage the core. We're just raising and coming down and raising. And droop your foot if you choose. That gives some flexibility to your ankle. Just again, come up as far as what is comfortable for you. And down we go. And the third one, before we flip over, is, I'm not sure what to call this, but you've got your your lower leg is straight, your upper leg is bent. Now it's either in back of your knee or it's in front of your knee. Now, not everybody can put their foot in front of their knee like this, so if it's back here, that's not a problem. It's whatever works for you. What we're going to do is we're going to raise this lower leg up and down and up and down. Try to keep this knee facing the ceiling. And again, if you can't put your knee in front of it, you can put it behind. There you go. Do the same thing. So again, 40 seconds, moving slowly, lifting it up and putting it back down. Lifting it up and putting it back down. And lifting it up. You'll probably feel this in your hip. Putting it back down, lifting it up and putting it back down. Just a few more. Up and down and up and down and up and down, up and down and up and down. And there we go. All right, let's flip to the other side. And again, you have the option. You don't have to stay in the same position on this side that you did on the other side. It might feel better to change that position, to actually go down all the way on the block or not be on your elbow. That's up to you. Whatever works for you. So again, depending on whether your head's on the block or not, stacked ankles, knees, hips, and possibly shoulders. So the first movement is leg up, extend, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, bend, and back. So again, 40 seconds. Leg up, extend, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, bend, and back. This is great for the butt. Leg up, extend, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, bend, and back. And that's all we have time for. Okay. And then the second one is leg raises. And again, you can have your lower leg straight or bent. And we're just going to raise it up and down. You can droop your foot up and down, just as far as is comfortable. You don't want to engage anything above the waist here. So we're not going all the way up. We're not going to our full range of movement. This is just good for the hip flexors. Again, move at your own pace. You don't need to keep up with me. You can, I don't recommend going any faster. In fact, I should probably slow down. Okay, that was 40 seconds. Now we're going to do our fancy bent leg in front. So your lower leg is straight and your bent leg is either behind your knee or in front of your knee. And again, on this side, you may find that you want this in a different position than it was on the other side. So that's up to you. And we're going to raise the lower leg up and then down. Try to keep this bent leg with the knee facing up. Try not to lean it forward. Up and then down. And then up and down. And up and down. And up and down. Again, we're not moving anything above the waist. Up and down. And up and down. And up and down. All right. Good job. Okay, we've got time for one more movement. I need to take a couple of notes here. Just bear with me. Otherwise, I forget we didn't do this stuff. And this is called a supported bridge march. And this is a core exercise. So what we're going to do, and if you noticed, we never really did stand up. So this particular class is a mat class, not a standing class. So what we're going to do, we're going to come down on our backs and put the block under our hips. This is called a supported bridge. So you want it under the upper part of your hips or wherever it's comfortable. Knees are bent, feet are flat, shoulders and feet are on the floor. So while we're here, We're going to be marching. So first leg comes up, keeps the bend in the knee. Second leg comes up, keep the bend in the knee. We're going to do this for 1 minute. So pace yourself. This is core work. You want to do it slow and steady. So up with one and down, and then up with one and down. Believe it or not, anytime you're in this position and you're moving your legs, you're working your core. So up and down and up and down and up and down and up, down, down. Just keep doing it. Slow and steady. I like this one because it gives support to your back. So you can focus on what you're doing with your legs rather than trying to keep your hips up. All right. And that was 1 minute. That went by fast. Okay, hold on here. Okay. Go ahead and lift your hips up and remove that block. Whew. So that's it for today. Let's get ready for Yoga Nidra. Grab a pillow, grab a blanket, put something over your eyes. Make sure you're in a comfortable position, that you're warm enough or cool enough, as the case may be. I'm going to lead you through a 61-point guided meditation. This works deeply on your nervous system and balances your subtle energies and increases your mental harmony. Turns your attention inward. Allow your awareness to flow to the points I mentioned without moving any part of your body. So let's start with your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes the 61-point guided meditation. Begin to wiggle and stretch. Stretch your legs out if they're bent, and stretch your arms above your head. And stretch one side and then the other. And then both arms above your head. Try to expand the space between your ribs and your hips. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And rotate your wrists and your ankles. First one way and then the other. Now take your right knee and hold it to your chest. Thank you, knee, for everything you do. And straighten that leg out. And take your left knee and hold it to your chest. Thank you, knee. I appreciate you. And straighten that leg out. Now bring both knees in and rock back and forth slowly. Feel that massage on your lumbar, your lower spine. Feels so good. Just back and forth slowly. That way you can feel it more. And when you're ready, roll to one side. Doesn't have to be towards the camera. Using your lower arm as support for your head. We're going to take our gratitude minute here. So take 1 minute. Start by patting yourself on the back. You showed up. You did this for you today. This hour was all about you. And then find 3 things you're grateful for. It's always nice to start the day with a grateful heart. I'm eternally grateful for you guys. I'm just glad that you can move with me. Okay, if you're ready, come on up to sitting. I'm going to remove my spotlight. You might want to unmute yourself. Is it your heart? I want to thank you for joining me today. I always feel better after a yoga session. I don't know about you.
Me too. Me too.
I feel more awake. So go forth and have a wonderful day today. And may you have peace and joy.
Yes.
So let's end the class by saying namaste.
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 Thank you. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you,
Thank
Kathy.
you, guys.